What are you saying that's holding you back financially? My name is Darius.
And I'm Carmen. In this video, we are going to talk about 5 phrases that you may be saying to yourself unintentionally, but it could possibly be keeping you from furthering your financial goals.
Right, because here's the thing. The foundation of where we want to go or what we want to accomplish is the things that we're saying to ourselves or the mindset that we have around it. So it's very important that if we want to get somewhere, then we have to maintain a positive mindset and positive words in order for us to get there.
Exactly. Now, before we jump into the video, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notifications bell so that you're notified when we post new videos. Now, Wealth Nation family, you know that Darius and I are always talking about infinite banking. And when we talk about infinite banking, it's so much more than just having a whole life insurance policy with cash in it. We're talking about cash flow. We're talking about wealth building. We're talking about sustaining cash flow and your wealth building. So that all really lends itself to having a healthy relationship with money. Now, today, let's just talk about your mindset. What are the things that you're thinking about or talking about when it comes to money? Because we want to fix some of those things for you.
Right. Now, one of the first videos that we've ever done on YouTube was showing that we were over $140,000 in credit card debt.
Correct.
Now, what got us there is the environment in which we came from. It came from the books we read. It came from our environment coming up as children. It came from the things that we watched on television.
Yeah.
Now, all that has a foundation that created the mindset that we have that got us to that position. Now, the foundation in which it came from was some of the phrases that some of you may be using today that's keeping you where you are. One of the things that doesn't get us to where we want to go is negative self-talk. And one phrase that I want to bring to your attention that I heard a lot was, I can't afford it. I can't afford it is not something that you want to say because you will internalize it and really not be able to afford it.
No.
So what you want to do is you want to put yourself on a better foundation or mindset so that you can start affording the things that you actually want to do.
And keep in mind, like Darius was saying, with the negative self-talk, saying I can't afford it means that you are not going to spend the energy that's needed to try to afford something. So instead of putting yourself down, let's create a solution instead of restricting ourselves. And the solution should be, how can I afford this product or service? And start looking for ways that you can either put money aside or produce more money, or that you can actually be able to afford the things that you want in life. Because I can't afford it is just telling yourself that you either 1, don't deserve this thing, or 2, you're just not going to put forth the effort.
Yes, statements are permanent. It has a period at the end. When we ask ourselves a question, it leaves it open so that we can fill in the rest of it. So whenever we make a statement, I can't afford it, there's a period at the end, means that's it. I can't afford it. But when you say, how can I afford it? That means that you're open to figuring it out.
And that's all that we want you to do. In this video, we want you to have an opened mind frame when it comes to your relationship with money and just life in general, because it just makes you overall a more positive person. Now, the second thing that we hear people say a lot is, I don't have time. And this is a personal pet peeve of mine when I hear people say this, because what I hear is you making excuses for the things that you are not prioritizing in your life. We all have 24 hours in a day. Think about Oprah, think about Warren Buffett, think about Tony Robbins. They are all building and creating immense empires, and they are maximizing their 24 hours a day. So if you tell me that you don't have time to do something, it's because you're not making time for it. So are you sleeping in? Are you watching Netflix? Are you playing video games? Are you wasting your time doing something that's not productive or something that's not serving you? So it's all about, remember, understanding what it is that you're saying. Because again, if you're saying, I don't have time to improve my finances, then you're basically telling yourself that you're not even going to try to improve your finances.
So we need to have the same exercise that we had in point one.
Exactly.
Where we, instead of making a statement, we need to ask ourselves a question: how can I make time?
There we go.
Because like the examples that you gave, all these people made time to do the things that they wanted to do, and they were rewarded with it financially. So we need to start doing the exact same thing. We need to follow exactly what other successful people have done to put ourselves in the position that we want to be in. We need to start thinking about things positively.
Yep.
Because I can't, I don't, and I won't are all negative things. And what happens when you start with the foundation of negative, you're always going to get negative.
Yeah.
You're going to get the things that you don't want. So focus on the things that you want so that you can get to where you want to be.
Exactly. Now let's get into the third point. And the third point is something that we hear a lot again, which is I'm saving for an emergency, or I'm saving for my rainy day fund.
Which again is negative, right?
Exactly. Do you catch what we're picking up? We're talking about all the negative things that you tell yourself. So we're just trying to put a spin on it. When you tell yourself I'm saving for a rainy day or some sort of emergency, you're projecting that there's going to be some sort of emergency. So let's flip it. And why don't we say we're saving for our travel fund? We're saving for our sports car fund. We're saving for something that's positive and something that brings you inspiration and motivation instead of something that you have to worry about. Let's stop worrying. Let's start thinking about all of the amazing things that we are going to bring into our lives by talking about the things that we want from our life instead of what we don't want. And matter of fact, go ahead and click on the link below and join our Money Blueprint course, where we talk about your mindset, your relationship with money, and then we merge that into how to become a successful banker by managing your personal finances so that you can maintain your banking system.
Right, because it's all about the psychology and mindset that we have around our finances to get the results that we want. That's 80% of the game. Your mindset.
Ding, ding, ding.
The fourth saying that we want to bring to your attention is I don't know. I don't know is the same thing as I don't care.
Exactly. And we hear people say, I don't know all the time, regards to their life or even their finances. So before you take the time to say, I don't know, let's find a solution. Remember, let's talk about not saying these negative statements, and let's talk about the questions or things that we can pose from it. So let me find out for you. Let me look on Google. Let me find a solution. Let me figure out whatever the answer is, because I don't know isn't an answer. If we ask you, what are your monthly expenses, and you say, I don't know,
you're saying I don't care.
Exactly. And that you're not going to take the time to figure it out. And if you're really unsure of something, it's totally fine, but take a moment and think. You know, it's totally fine to just take a moment and think instead of just blurting out, I don't know. We'd rather have people think and use the resources that they have around them in order to provide an answer.
Right, because that's really, really important. Again, going back to the self-talk that we have. The words that we say for the 10th time are very, very important to the direction that we want to move in. If the direction that we want to move in isn't the fact that I don't care or even want to put forth an effort, then don't say it.
Yeah.
Say something like I'm looking forward to it, or I'm going to be looking into it, or I'm going to give you the numbers at a later date. Don't say I don't care, because it's the same thing as I don't know. The fifth point that we want to talk about in this video is to not talk about your problems. Problems are negative. And when I say problems, I'm saying it's okay if there's something that's happening to you, but don't let that be your excuse. Don't be in get in an excuse match with somebody saying maybe, oh, my car broke down, or I put the wrong gas in the car.
I didn't get the mail. I didn't get the bill. I didn't do this. This happened. I don't have the money. Nobody cares about what's going on with you. And if anything, again, it's all about creating the solutions. So instead of focusing on complaining and getting into that downward spiral, start talking about your goals. What is it that you're trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? And how are you moving the needle closer to accomplishing your goals? Because you're not going to find successful financial people sitting around bitching about their problems.
Right, and that's the key. The difference between successful and unsuccessful people is the positive self-talk versus the negative self-talk. wealthy people or successful people talk about, like Carmen said, their goals and their ideas.
Exactly.
They are looking out at the horizon or looking up at the journey that they're expecting to take. Poor people, on the other hand, are looking down at their current situation. Looking down doesn't help you move forward. The only way you can move forward is to look out at the journey that you're going to be taking, and that's centered around the goals and ideas that you have.
Exactly, and taking inventory of your environment. So who are the people that you're hanging around? What is the environment that you are currently living in, and is it positive or is it serving you? So what we're going to do is, in the description below, we're going to leave you with some positive money affirmations that you can say to yourself on a daily basis. One of the
I am a money magnet.
one of the affirmations that I tell myself every single day is that money comes abundantly and frequently because I am a money magnet. And if you don't know what affirmations are, they're just simple phrases, positive phrases that you tell yourself every day. Look yourself in the mirror and with confidence, speak whatever that affirmation is so that you can start rewiring some of the things that's going on in your brain.
Right. Every single thing starts out as an idea. And before we get to an idea, it's the self-talk that we have to produce that idea.
Exactly.
So affirmations are super, super important. Affirmations are the difference between where we were, where we did our first video talking about how we were over $140,000 in credit card debt, to where we are now on the other end of it, the polar opposite. And the difference between it is the self-talk, the mindset, the energy that we put forth to get ourselves from a negative position to a positive position. And the only way you can do that is through positivity, people.
Yes, and the whole reason why we're on this rant in the first place is because with infinite banking, when you are creating your banking system, you are going to be challenged financially to create cash flow, to make positive investments, to make sure that you're maintaining your personal finances. And if you don't have your mind right, it might be a little bit of a struggle for you. So that's why we want to start feeding you and with this information and planting seeds in your head so that you can start thinking about the positive things that you want to start doing with your money, what you want to do to change your family's lifestyle, what you want to do to build wealth, because none of that is going to happen with a negative mindset.
Right. So if you want more information on mindset and putting yourself in a position to start banking, then check out our Money Blueprint course, where we give you all that information so that you can get started on the right foot.
Exactly. And also check out our freebie below, 52 ways for you to use infinite banking so you can build wealth for your family.
And remember to own your own lifestyle,
or someone else will.